fancy friends, and welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be a day in the life of a 5th grade virtual student teacher. As many of you probably know from my last video, I have started student teaching. I am student teaching in 5th grade in a self-contained classroom, so that means that I will eventually be teaching all 4 subjects to them. Right now I am teaching history, and next week I'm supposed to start integrating science into my lessons. So it is Thursday, January 21st, and right now we have Zoom in about 20-ish minutes with the kids. Our morning Zooms, my cooperating teacher has been the one teaching. We do reading and math at that time, and so she's been handling that. And then in the evenings at 12, or in the afternoons at 12:30, we Zoom and do history and science. And so I've been leading history and she's been leading science up until today. Today's probably her last day. We might do a little bit of like co-teaching on Monday depending on what we're doing. I think that they have a quiz Friday or tomorrow to take to finish out their science unit, and then I'm taking over the next unit. Right now what I am doing is looking at grades for my students and recording them in my grade book. I am practicing using a grade book, even though it's just like, it doesn't really matter. My teacher is the one who facilitates all that and makes sure that their grades are what she wants them to be, and anything that I propose as a grade, I definitely run by her before I check the box in Canvas that says Sync to Power School. And she told me, she's like, it's not really that big of a deal. If we want to take something for a grade, then we can change it later. And she said that when it gets closer to the end of the semester, she'll be going through all the assignments and seeing which students have done, or which of the assignments most of the students have completed, so she can take a grade for it. It's a mess. Online teaching is a mess. I just mainly want to look and see who's done my work, you know. I mean, I put a lot of effort into making these things. And I also want to know who is getting the content that I'm teaching. History is not an SLL subject for 5th grade, so it's not that big of a deal if they truly understand this content or not, but still, like, it's a reflection of my teaching, and I want to make sure that I am doing the best job that I can and improving myself, because that's what student teaching is all about. So I'm going to record this student data real quick, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Okay, so I have finished all of my grading. There's only one student who I haven't graded really because they submitted it but didn't answer the first 2 questions, and so I sent them a message and told them to go back and look at it, but I may have to tell them over Zoom to go back and look at it because it's a completion grade, and so if they would just do the first 2 problems, it would be an automatic 100 no matter what they put. But they just need to go do it. And that would make 8 of the students who did that assignment, which is really good because trying to get them to complete assignments is impossible. But I did get 6 students to complete the assignment I asked them to do yesterday, but that one's not even for a grade. It gives me a grade on what they got. So I have 3 students out of 20 who have completed or done all 3 of the assignments I have posted thus far. I will show you guys how I have been organizing my lessons. So for my college, I have to submit lesson plans for the next week on the Friday before that week, if that makes sense. So like tomorrow is Friday and I have to submit my lesson plans for next week. However, I have no idea what I am teaching for science at this moment in time. I do have the pacing guide, so I have looked at it and I know the next unit is on sound, but I need to talk to my cooperating teacher and figure that out. And I was gonna do that yesterday, but she was just really tired after our Zoom meeting, and so I just left it alone and decided to do it today, but that's fine. But this is how I've been organizing them. Okay, instead of submitting an entire like lesson plan for like each day and like each subject, I've just been creating this. So right now this is just history because that's all I'm teaching. However, when I start teaching science too, I will have like this page will be history and then the next page will be science or whatever the case may be. But Monday was a holiday, it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so we didn't have school. Tuesday, we talked about the quartering acts in the Boston Massacre, and so I put that here. I'm actually going to do that, because that's what we talked about. And here, I have linked my slide presentation for that. Then I have all my resources. So I had a worksheet that we did that was graded. I had a slideshow. I showed this video. And I wrote an objective for Tuesday, but I didn't write an objective for the rest of them. And then Wednesday we talked about the Boston Tea Party. I originally had put the coercive acts, which are the intolerable acts, and the Boston Tea Party both on Wednesday, but I had to really shorten my lesson this day just because of other things that were going on. So I made this lesson like 10 minutes long and moved coercive acts to today. And as you see, as the week goes on, I kind of get smaller on my bullet points because I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't make these slideshows until pretty much the day before I present them. So today is Thursday. This is my slideshow for today. So I always start with a hello my 5th grade friends, and I kind of talk to them about history, about what they've been doing in history. And so I have let's start a lesson with a few friendly reminders. Did you meet Queen Georgia III? Which is just a funny little joke about a video I posted of me singing. It's funny. Did you watch the Liberty Kids video? What did you think? Just kind of talking to them about these 2 assignments I had for yesterday. I take screenshots from Canvas and then just put them in here. Yeah. Anyway, use Bitmoji, make things cute. Then we do a question of the day. We use the waterfall method in the Zoom chat. They type it in the chat box. Don't hit send until I say go, and then everyone sends it at one time, and we look at the responses and get to know each other better, which is really cool. So today is, what do you consider to be your best talent? And the reason I chose that question is because of this surprise video I did for them. I sang a song, and so I put a bunch of pictures of me singing a song, or singing, which I've been doing since I was a little tiny girl, all the way up until high school, and this is college. So then we do a timeline review, which takes a lot of time to make. And so I asked them yesterday to be brainstorming what King George is going to do about the Boston Tea Party. Like, what do they think he would do about it? Because he's upset about it. And so we're going to be thinking about that. Then we're going to take the song that I sang and that we listened to yesterday. I have it in a Google Doc here, and I'm going to share this link with them, and they are going to be only commenters. And so I'm splitting them up into 4 breakout rooms, and they are going to read these lines and highlight them and comment them, like add a comment like this over here, and they'll be able to type in what the line of the song means in relation to history. So it'll make a lot of sense. I think it'll be cool. And kind of get them to work together and stuff like that. Then we are going to talk about the coercive acts, which is obviously King George's response to the Boston Tea Party. We're only going to talk about the first one, the Boston Port Act. There's 4 intolerable acts to punish the colonies, and that's what I want them to know, is that there's 4. But the Boston Port Act is one that is also kind of important because we're going to talk about it in future videos too. Then we're going to talk about the First Continental Congress. I actually need to sit down and try to figure out what I want to say about each of these people. I know what to say about John Adams because we're going to talk about him more, but I want to get a little description going of each of these people because they need to start knowing these names and putting their names to certain events in history. And so we're talking about the First Continental Congress, but then these 4 people as well. And then we're going to watch a video from the movie 1776. This is Sit Down John from 1776, which is a really good video, and we're gonna kind of analyze the lyrics. I'm gonna ask them as they listen to write down anything that they hear in the video that would correlate or relate to what we've talked about so far in history. So that'll be cool. Then we're gonna talk about the First Continental Congress some more, just more things. The important things I try to put in bold a lot, just so that it draws their attention to them. And then I have an exit ticket today, so I just asked them to go to Canvas and to think of one question that they have about anything we have talked about so far, and then submit that to Canvas. So I'm going to encourage them to be creative, but this is just to kind of close out the lesson. Hi, it's a bit later. It is now 12:16. I have eaten lunch. I had a little bit of a meeting, kind of a come to Jesus meeting with my teacher. Not for her, like for talking about our kids and how we can help them have more motivation because some of our kids just aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing and they aren't doing their work. And we also have what we call some bubble kids, just some kids that need extra help and things. And so I brought up the idea of maybe doing some remediation groups, like some small group instruction instead of whole group. Taking 30 minutes a day to do that with these students 4 days a week. So I kind of threw some ideas out and we'll see what we end up coming up with and doing. We'll see. Right now we have our second Zoom at 12:30. I'll record some of that because I'm teaching history, so you guys can see me teach history, which is so like nerve-wracking. But and I'm also creating a Blooket. So if you don't know what Blooket is, it's like a review game, kind of like Kahoot or quizzes or Gimkit, things like that. Kind of a review game. And tomorrow we don't really have Zoom, but we are going to do an 11:30 Zoom with the kids and play Blooket. But because it's a history Blooket, they have to have completed their history assignments for the week. And right now I have 4 of 20 kids who have completed their history assignments. So I sent some emails to some students just a minute ago to try and encourage some participation. And me and my teacher in this meeting, we talked a lot about like how much grace and mercy do we give these kids in this pandemic. And the reality of it is they've had way less schooling and instruction than they would normally have in the building. Being in 5th grade, I mean, these kids are old enough to be able to hold some responsibility. So we are trying to instill that in them and encourage them as much as possible. And sometimes you have to be a little stern about it. And so we're going to have a little bit of a come Jesus meeting today on Zoom. And the teacher, my teacher has asked me to kind of step up and say something because so far the past 3 weeks I've been working with them. I've kind of been the fun teacher who's doing new things and, you know, just teaching here and there and trying to make things fun and engaging. You know, it's not the same old, and they've had their other teacher all year. So she's asked me to step up because she thinks that they may receive that a little bit better from me, I think. At least I think that's what I don't know. It's so stressful. Teaching is stressful. I don't know. It is just very stressful. Now, I'm creating this Blooket, but I've never played Blooket before. So I want to play one later this evening so that I understand how it actually goes. I'll just go play some random one. But I am creating this one. I'm going to work on creating that today. I need to start lesson planning. I'm starting teaching science on Wednesday of next week, so I need to plan that. Okay, I have about 9 minutes before our Zoom starts, so I'm going to crank out some more questions before I hop in Zoom, and then I'll see you guys there. We are going to, if you haven't completed your history assignments, we're going to play a Blooket tomorrow morning at 11:30 for those of you who want to come. And if you didn't get an email from me, then that means that you are officially invited to the Blooket, okay? That means you've done all your history assignments. But if you did get an email from me, then you should go back and look at it and make sure you've done all your work, okay? Does that make sense? Okay, because if you don't do all of your work, you may not be able to play Blooket, okay? So, how many of you saw the video about Queen Georgette III? I know Cadence did. That was the surprise one. So we're going to quickly talk about our timeline. So the proclamation of 1763, we've talked about all these things. I'm not going to go over them again because we've talked about them forever, right? You guys know what these things are by now. So we talked about the Boston Tea Party yesterday, and today we're going to talk about this mystery thing. So we are going to use this link right here. I'm going to copy and paste it into the Zoom chat so that you can see it. My computer is being so slow. Alright, so I've divided you up into groups, and I did this when we were in our meeting earlier a while ago, so some of the people may have left. We have to change some things. And what I want you to do is to look at these lyrics. These are the lyrics to the song that we listened to yesterday, and I want you to highlight one of the lyrics, and then this little thing that says add comment over here. So if you just like click and highlight, you know how you guys do that, like double click and highlight, and you hit add comment, you can comment on it over here on the side. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's what I want you to do, is to look at each lyric, and I want you to think about what these lyrics mean in history. And so what examples have we talked about in history that you may have noticed and that this song is talking about, okay? Yes, sir.
We don't get what we're supposed to do.
Okay, so you guys are group 3. You see where it says group 3?
Uh-huh.
Whoa, someone highlighted the whole thing. You're just going to highlight one sentence, okay? And you're going to hit the comment button over here, add comment. Do you see that?
Yeah.
And you're going to comment what that means in history. So yours says, you say our love is draining and you can't go on. You'll be the one complaining when I am gone. Remember, this is King George talking to the colonists, okay?
One eternity later.
Hi, you guys. It is much later. It is now 4:30 p.m. Our Zoom ran pretty late today, and I did not get to do my history lesson. There's just not enough time in the day. I'm really sad because I really love history, and okay, let me take that back. I don't love history. I never have. It's always been my least favorite subject, but teaching it, I love teaching history so much more than I love learning it. I am starting to get some science resources going. I'm starting to feel the, like, teacher pressure, if you will. All the pressure the teachers are put under to get all these things accomplished in an 8-hour, 9-hour day. And I'm trying really hard to make myself only work 8 to 9 hours a day on student teaching things. And then I usually work, another hour or 2 on college stuff outside of this. It's stressful. It really is. I'm not gonna lie about it. It's very, very stressful. We just tried a lot of new things today, and I think the kids got really exhausted and tired very quickly. I was exhausted and tired too, and I just did one of my little activities with history with them and did not cover any new content with them because I just didn't feel that it was going to be productive. And I'm not entirely sure that my cooperating teacher was okay with that, but in the moment in front of the kids, that's just what I decided to do. And maybe, I don't know. It's so hard because it's such a learning curve for me, and I don't want to do these kids an injustice in their education. But at the same time, our entire education system right now is an injustice because of freaking Corona. I feel like all of my videos are just rants at this point. I'm just so sorry. I don't always just rant, okay? It's just, oh my gosh. My teacher keeps sending me stuff, and I'm just so, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed right now. And it always, when it rains, it pours, because not only does it have to be just me feeling overwhelmed with my school stuff, but then my personal life stuff has to take over and give me reason to want to punch a hole in the wall. I think that I am almost done for today. I think I have reached my quota. I think I have reached my limit of productivity today because I want to punch something and I want to cry at the same time. So I think I've reached my limitations for the day. But my resource binder, I don't know if I showed this, but I have created a little binder. This is, I got it off TPT. It's just a little binder cover. It was free on TPT. It just says 5th grade student teaching binder. And then I have all of my little dividers, nothing fancy, that just say documents, history, science, math, and reading. Of course, I've been teaching history for a while, or for about a week or so, and it's going pretty well. We're getting through the American Revolution unit. I think the hardest thing for me is just when I jump in, and it's also difficult, like being a student teacher and having a cooperating teacher. Obviously, it's necessary, 100% necessary, to have a cooperating teacher who knows what they're doing and is a veteran teacher and you're able to learn from, and I'm very grateful to have that. But at the same time, it's so hard because I have all these ways that I would do things, you know, and I'm trying to be open to her ways and learning from her and seeing, okay, well, maybe her way is better than my way because she knows what she's doing and I don't. And so I'm trying so hard to find that, like, balance, and we were in a balance this whole week. I feel like we had a good balance, and now we're kind of going into something new and losing that happy medium. And that's just part of it. I think that's just part of the career of student teaching, of the way that our system works. It's just part of it. But it stresses me out. So stressed. Okay. I'm not gonna have a mental breakdown, I promise. I mean, maybe after the camera. Oh, Jesus. Please help me. Well, I'm gonna continue to do a little bit more work and see how much I can cry myself to sleep before I don't know. Okay, we're gonna just... Last thing that I do each day for student teaching, you're just gonna have to ignore the dogs barking because I can't handle this today. I'm losing my mind, actually. Happy face. Okay, the last thing that I do each day for student teaching is I have this journal that I write in. We have to keep a handwritten journal, which is, I have opinions on that, but that's not my place. Anyway, we have to keep a handwritten journal, and so I write. This is a tiny, tiny, tiny journal, and so I write like a page front and back every day, and I have not been doing a very good job of keeping up with it, but this week I've been doing better, so I'm hoping that I can continue to get better. And then I also log my hours. Put my log of hours in, and then I'm gonna clean up my desk, because I clean up my desk every day, and this area behind me, because it drives me nuts to see it on the camera. I have a bunch of crap on the table I need to clean up. And then I will show you my workspace and how I have everything set up so you guys can see that. Alright, BRB. A quick overview. This is what my desk looks like normally every day. So it looks like my desk mat. I have my desk chair with a backrest attachment on it. It's very squishy. Love it. Got it from Amazon. Down here, this is my book bag. Obviously, if I was in school, I'd be taking that with me every day. And this is an extra binder. I'm not even sure what's in there, to be honest, but it's just there, okay? Ignore that. Then this is another drawer. You can tell these drawers need to be gone through, and that was totally one of my objectives over Christmas break, and it did not happen. Then I have, like, just laptop cases and other cases on a lap desk, stuff like that. And then I have another rolly thing here. It's a little bit more organized, but not really. That first drawer is really dirty. Okay, then we have this little organizer thing here as well. I have my iPad plugged in, and I'll show you how I usually set that up for Zoom meetings and how I use that. Over here is some school stuff, filing stuff, and these are my 3 binders and my Happy Planner that I use every day for student teaching, so it's just right there where it's easy access to me. Then, of course, I have all my desk stuff. This is all my textbooks, resources, notebooks, papers, folders, all that stuff that I use. And then I have pencil, pen holders, staplers, tape, sticky notes, use those religiously, highlighter, scissors, all that fun stuff. Just some desk decor things. Then I have my desk mat here. Now, fun fact, I keep all of my notes for things underneath my desk mat. So it looks all clean and pretty, and then when I need to like remember something that I jotted down real quick that my teacher told me or that I remember, it's underneath there. Then of course I have my keyboard and my mouse. It just slides underneath my monitor stand there. I have a little phone holder, and then my laptop. My laptop is on an elevated laptop stand, and I have all my flare pens right here and my matching cup that matches my pink theme, of course. And then I have my TV hooked up to where it's not screen mirroring, it is completely draggable, so it's another extra monitor. It works awesome to put my kids on Zoom over here in their faces so I can see them, and then whatever I'm presenting on my screen here. Now, I showed you how I would use my iPad. Let me get that. So during Zoom meetings, I will set my iPad right there. So I have my iPad open there so I can use ClassKick and other apps that we use in class and participate with them. Then I can access anything on my laptop I need to that I'm presenting or sharing or whatever. And then I have all my kids' faces on Zoom. So that's like my setup. And of course I have my lamp here, so 3 lights. I always open this curtain to have natural light in this window. And then I have this light on, which is actually really bright too. It's a desk lamp. So that is my little virtual classroom setup. Okay, so for the rest of the day, it is 5:30. I will eat some dinner about now. I will watch some YouTube or Netflix or something that makes my brain happy. I will talk to my mom and my boyfriend and catch up with everyone that I've been ignoring all day. Do personal things such as laundry, put away things in my room, clean up, whatever needs to be done. But yeah, that's pretty much my whole day. I don't do much more, and I don't really leave this room, which is depressing and very hard. So I can't wait to get back into a school building. That's my life right now. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed. If you are not already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video, which is every weekend I post a new video. Thank you so much to those of you who have subscribed. I am getting new subscribers pretty much every week, a few new ones, which is awesome. And my last video has gotten a couple more views than some of my other ones, which is great. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I hope that you enjoyed it, and as always, I can't wait to catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.